We're in the German capital, Berlin. 23 years ago, both this city and the country were divided. The communist East was called the German Democratic Republic, or the GDR. In 1990, Germany was reunified, and the GDR disappeared for good. Almost.
A bit of the old communist East Germany still exists behind these walls, and I've decided to enter what used to be called German Democratic Republic. What's really exciting is that I get to spend the night.
We head into the Osthotel, a hotel designed to make you feel as though you're back in the East. The reception area is a throwback to a past era. Daniel Helbig came up with the idea for Osthotel 5 years ago.
I spent my childhood and youth up to age 18 in East Germany. For me, it's a way of processing that.
Helbig started collecting East German furniture. He found many items in unusual places. This lamp once hung in a hotel for the Stasi, or the East German secret police. The fittings in the reception come from the former Ministry of Construction. There are 6 floors of East German nostalgia. Daniel Helbig and his colleagues have painstakingly reconstructed the apartments they remember from their childhoods.
All the furniture, wallpaper, and lamps and so on you see here are originals from East Germany. Obviously, the bedding, mattresses, and floors are new.
Furniture and designer objects from the former East are becoming increasingly rare. But the hotel manager has his ways of finding things. He uses the internet and visits flea markets, auctions, and household clearance sales.
The wallpaper and lamps are the hardest things to get because you don't usually get retro wallpaper in these quantities. For a room this size, we needed 8 to 9 rolls. That was difficult.
The Osthotel has 40 rooms. The furniture is made of chipboard, hardly high quality, but typical for East Germany. For citizens of the GDR, such decor was the height of luxury.
Back then, this would have cost 5,000 marks. A doctor earned 1,500 marks, so you would have had to work quite a lot to afford this.
Also typically East German, the ruling party and its leader, Erich Honecker.
In other hotels, bathrobes get stolen. Here it's Erich Honecker that disappears.
Helbig has had to replace him several times. But the Osthotel has had its fair share of criticism. Some people say it makes what was a politically repressive regime look harmless in retrospect.
We're 100% apolitical here. But we wanted to show that it was a normal thing. In restaurants and hotels, it was common to find portraits of Erich Honecker.
He was always watching.
That's right.
The hotel has its own beach right outside, in the middle of the district of Friedrichshain. The hotel guests come from all over the world, including Germany.
It feels like my childhood. The idea was really well implemented.
It's different, a contrast to normal hotels and accommodation. It's interesting to experience a bit of East German flair.
You can find traces of the former East German state and the country's division on the Osthotel's doorstep.
The best way to get around is on an original East German bicycle, which you can borrow from the Osthotel, unfortunately with no gears.
Just 5 minutes away is the famous East Side Gallery, a kilometer-long stretch of the Berlin Wall that's still intact. It's been decorated by artists from all over the world. Checkpoint Charlie, one of the most famous border crossings in divided Berlin, is also a major tourist attraction. East German architecture and design are still very present in modern-day Berlin. It's time now for bed. Our reporter is given a room with particularly attractive flowered wallpaper.
Good night.
It's the next morning and time for some breakfast. Just like in the former East, you have to pay for breakfast in food stamps. The dining room is also decorated in typical GDR fashion, but the food is thankfully abundant. Let's hear now how our reporter rates this hotel.
My trip back to the former East Germany wasn't just colorful and surprising, it was also tongue-in-cheek, because of course nobody here really wants things back the way they were. The Osthotel is hands-on history, and I like that. Besides, the price can't be beat.
The Osthotel offers accommodation starting at €15.